Hey everyone, welcome back to Fresh Library. In this class, we will learn a very important concept, that is string validation in PyTest. String validation in PyTest. It will be helpful for the people who are uh, learning automation testing, that is Selenium with Python, PyTest. Okay, so today we will validate text just like we do in real automation projects. We will validate text just like we do in real automation projects. So automation tester validate text all the time. Okay. So what they are going to validate in automation testing is they will validate, we have to validate the page title and success messages. If you are login, then whether the login is successful or not, we have to validate. And error messages, if you got any error message, we have to validate that as well. So in Python, text values are called as strings. So how we are going to validate this is by using the text. So this is concerned, this all is considered as a text, right? So these text in Python can be considered as a string. Okay, can be considered as a string. So we are going to validate these strings in automation testing using Python. That's why string validation is very important skill. Okay, string validation is very important skill. Okay, before proceeding into today's session, let's have a overview of what we have learned in the last class. In the last class, we have learned about default parameters in functions. Default parameters in functions. So, what is the purpose of these default parameters? Default parameters provide a value automatically. Automatically, it will provide a value by default. And syntax for this default parameter functions is first we have uh, defined a greet function and then text greeting. So here default name will be tester, and the remaining Sanketik is the what we are I mean which is user defined by, I mean which is defined by the user. Okay, which is given by the user. If it is if user is not given anything, then it will take as a default one, that is hello tester. If user specifies something, then it will take that input instead of taking the default input. Okay, so if you want a detailed explanation about the previous session, please watch our previous class. So, and we are also discussed about behavior. So uses default value if no input is passed. Okay, if input is not passed, then it will use default values. If input is passed, then it will consider as the input value. Okay, if users, I mean provided a value if input is passed. Okay, next. Benefits of using these functions is default parameters is it will reduce the repetition of the code, so we don't need to write the code every time, and we it will for writing the code again and again, it will consume some time, right? And also if you write one code once, and if you execute multiple times, then it will save the time, and also it will improve the flexibility. Okay, and it can be understood by, I mean it can be easily understood. Next, real time usage, where we are going to use real time these default parameters is default for default process, for default environment, and for default timeout values, for default timeout values. And the important thing in last class is uh, S- Default parameters behaviors are validated by adjacents. Default parameter behaviors are validated by adjacents. Validated by adjacents. Okay. So now let's come to our today's session. Today's session is about string validations in PyTest. String validations in PyTest. Okay. So first we will write the code and then we can execute. Then we will come for the explanation of the same code. For writing the code, I'm using the VS Code, and here I'm going to write the code. Sorry. Okay. Here I'm going to define a function. Function name is get message. Next, return. We are going to return a value. I will explain the code after execute after completion of the writing the code. So here we are going to pass login successful. Yeah, next def test message. Sorry. Okay. Next result equal to result equal to get message. Okay. Next next asset we are going to validate by using assertions. So indentation result equal to login successful. Okay. Now we have to run this code. Then we can come for the explanation. Sorry here. Okay. You can go for CMD. You can write like by test. Okay. So now the test case is passed. Okay. Now let's see the logic behind this one. First of all, we have to know about what is a string. String is nothing but text inside quotes is called a string. Text. So these are the quotes, right? This one is one code, this is the another code. The text the alphabets which are presented in this between these codes, codes is called as strings in Python. Next, here we had used equal to. So equal to is an assignment operator. Here we are using single equal to, that is called as assignment operator. And next we had used double equal to. Here this is called as a comparison operator. It will compare the both values. Okay. Next, so here get message will assign a value. Get message will store in result. Okay. Result is a variable here. Result is a variable. Next, first, see here we have defined a one function, right? So here the function returns a message. This function will return a message. Okay, that is login successful or not. Next, we store it in a variable. Here it is written a message that will store in variable called result here. Okay, and compared with the expected value. Here we are comparing the result message with the expected value. If result message with message is same as result, get message is equal to result, then the test case will pass like this. Okay, the test case will pass. Or else if it is different, then it will fail. It will fail. Okay. This is exactly how automation engineers validate. Okay. So in real-time automation, where which is, this kind of functionality is going to use is for validating page titles. Okay, page title in the sense, for suppose, so this is the page title, let's assume. If you want to validate this, then we can use that kind of code. And for validating the success message. Success message in the sense, if you log into any of applications like Facebook or WhatsApp web, or else e-commerce sites like Amazon or Flipkart, then if you want to validate the success, whether the login is successful or not, then we can use. And for validating error messages, and for validating the confirmation messages also we are going to use. Okay. String validations are used almost every day in automation testing. Okay. String validations are used almost every day in automation testing. Okay. Let's write running nodes for this. String means text inside codes. Example. So here, for suppose hello, this is also a string. For suppose if you want to write about browsers, Mozilla. Okay, these are the examples of strings. Next, we had used operators, right? Operator, single equal to is the assignment operator. Double equal to is the comparison operator. Next, here we are validating, right? So validation is also we are going to do, right? Asset checks actual versus expected value. Actual versus expected value. So we are validating like this, and where we are going to use this kind of functionality in real time, where we are going to use this kind of functionality in real time is here we can write like student page title. Second one, success message. Third one, error message. Fourth one, confirmation message. We are going to validate this kind of messages in real time. Next, important thing here we have to remember is string validations are widely used. Used in automation testing. String validations are widely used in automation testing. This is about today's session. If you have any doubts, please comment below, and please keep practicing, and please do like, share, and subscribe for upcoming sessions. Thanks for watching. See you in next class. See you in next class.